Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good and your walk is light. Coming off the recent video, I told you all we're gonna bring it back to some life lessons, bring it back to some real talks. I'm not gonna try to guide you anymore. You guys gotta kind of figure that one out on your own. I'm still here, and I'll offer whatever I can. Some of you will listen, some of you won't. But today is a perfect example of something that happened that made me think about who I am now and who I used to be. And for you guys out there that like the real talks, maybe this will sound familiar. I finally got my son and stepson to start listening to these, so this is aimed at them and anybody else that might need to learn this lesson before it's too late. So basically what happened today, I walked outside and I found 2 parking tickets sitting on my windshield. One of them was for my expired inspection sticker that I've been putting off for like 3 months now. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the van. I'm just been lazy and haven't gone down and got a sticker. If you live in a state where you don't need to get inspection stickers, then you're lucky. It's just a scam. And one was for parking where I damn well knew I shouldn't have parked in the first place. I just stood there for a second and I was kind of waiting for that old version of me to show up. The version that would be me flipping out, swearing in the air, blaming the cop, blaming the city, blaming basically anything but myself. 2 years ago, I would have been pissed. 10, 20 years ago, I wouldn't even have paid it at all. I would have waited till I had to get my license renewed and then end up paying like enormous amounts of fines. That's just how I was. But today I looked at those 2 tickets and I thought, yeah, that's on me. No anger, no drama, no victim story, just responsibility. And that hit me harder than the tickets themselves, because that's when I started realizing all this work I've been doing on myself, the self-love, the accountability, the emotional growing up, it's actually sticking. I'm starting to notice, like, even with all my awakening awareness, whatever the heck you want to call it, these last couple of years, there are definitely things that still tick me off. But like tickets, stuff like this would get to me, but it didn't get to me today because it's changing me. And I don't get to blame the guy who wrote them. He's just doing his job. I'm the one who parked there. I'm the one who let my ticket expire. And so that's on me. It's like I always say in the real talks. When you really bring it all down to it, you can't blame her or him or them. It's most likely your fault. And in that little moment, that calm, honest moment, it made me think about how differently I react now compared to who I used to be. And that's what's bringing me to this message today to you guys. And listen, like I always try to say, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to sound deep. I'm not trying to guide you. I'm just trying to give you some experience. I'm 51. I've been through a lot of crap. And I know a lot of you have been through a lot of crap. And there ain't no comparison. One thing I can't stand is when people compare their life stories. Some people have it bad one way, some people have it bad another way. It's all bad, But I'm here because I lived through enough shit to know exactly where this story goes if you don't wise up. And I want you to hear this before life decides to teach it to you the hard way. Because every man, every tough guy, every quiet kid, every I don't need nobody type, comes to a point where he realizes this one thing if he's lucky. If you don't learn to love yourself, you will destroy yourself. What do you think Ice Cube was talking about? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Every damn time. If you do not learn to love yourself, you're going to destroy yourself. I don't care who you are, where you grew up, suffering don't check skin color, trauma don't check income. Self-hate is universal. It eats you from the inside out no matter who you are, where you are, and how you came up. And I know this because I spent decades drowning in my own head, walking around like I had it together, but knowing I was dying on the inside. I mean, I was always feeling like that one bad week would just wipe me off the map. And that's what happens when you don't have love for yourself. You just start living like everything is an emergency. Every mistake feels permanent. Every loss feels personal. Every problem feels like the end. The whole time, you think you're being strong, but really, you're bleeding out quietly. And you know this. See, the world teaches you how to grind, how to hustle, how to get paid, how to get laid, how to man up. But the world never teaches you how to look in the mirror without hating what you see. Nobody teaches you how to forgive yourself, how to take accountability without ripping yourself apart. Don't let that guilt destroy the accountability. You need to learn how to let go of shit when you were a kid. You were scared. You were trying to act like a man. You thought maybe it was the right thing at the time. Even if you knew it was wrong, you did what you did. Move on. If you can go back and apologize, do it. But if you can't, move on. And sometimes when I say that too, if you can go back and apologize, if that bridge is so far burnt, brothers, don't bother. Just leave it. But walk away from whatever you're feeling from that mistake. It ain't worth it. Let go of that baggage. Nobody will ever tell you this one truth that I'm trying to tell you right now. Self-love ain't soft. You ain't a wussy. What they're not telling you is self-love is survival. Because you know what self-hate looks like? I sure as F do. It ain't just crying in a room because you feel worthless. It's the nights that you drink way too much, the women that you chase just to feel something, the fights that you start just because you're mad really at yourself, the days you skip meals, you skip sleep, you skip your own life, you skip family, you skip those that love and care about you, you skip all that. Self-hate doesn't always look dramatic though. Sometimes it just looks like not giving a damn anymore. That was my saying for so long, FTW, fuck the world. I've been there, man. I get it. I know that place way too well. But here's where everything changed for me. And maybe it can for you. One day I got tired. Not physically, but mentally tired. Tired of ruining my own peace. Tired of apologizing for who I was and who I am. Tired of acting like a tough guy when the truth is, I was just hurting. And I said, nah, man. I'm done living like I'm not worth saving. I'm done with all that drama. That was the first moment I ever chose self-love. Not in some cheesy Instagram way with crystals and candles. Not that there's anything wrong with that, do your thing, your mantras and all that. I have nothing against it, just ain't me. But I mean, I stopped negotiating my self-worth. I stopped settling for people who treated me like shit. I dropped them. I stopped chasing validation like I was a dog chasing cars. And I started eating better and thinking better and living better. And slowly while doing that, I started to find out more about myself. I started talking to myself like I mattered, like what I said internally mattered. And that's when everything started to shift. Because here's the thing that most young men don't hear enough or never hear. You don't rise by force. You rise by love. Not love from the world, not love from a woman, not love from your boys. That's all extra. I mean the love you give yourself when nobody's watching and nobody's clapping and nobody even knows that you're fighting for your damn life. That love, that's the one that saves you. So if you take anything from what I'm saying in any future Real Talks, take this. You can hustle, you can grind, you can stack money, you can build muscle, and you can act like you're unbreakable. But if you don't learn to love yourself, none of it will fill the hole. Self-love is not the reward you get at the end. It's the starting point. It's the foundation. It's the only thing that makes any of this worth living. And you deserve that. You deserve to know this now before it gets too late. Even if you don't believe it right now, you'll still learn to understand you deserve that. So my friends, my sons, wake up. Choose yourself. Even if it's messy. Even if you feel unworthy. Especially if you feel unworthy. Because the day that you finally learn to love yourself, that's the day when the whole damn experience begins. I love you all. Walk in light.